Fucking oh boy. Y'all give me a second, man. Let me go ahead and fix this cam and close this shit. I ain't gonna feel like starting over. Well. How's this then? Look at this situation we have gotten ourselves into. With the bullshit. I said I'm gonna closing that shit down. All right. Greetings all, and welcome back to another episode of What's the reborG podcast. I'm reborG. How y'all doing? I'm doing splendiferous on this side, man. Chilling on an off day, you know. I hope everybody enjoyed their Thanksgiving and don't let people try to sit there and tell you, um, it's this is a holiday which they destroyed it. Don't try to make people woke now after we done had we ain't had more than 50 years of Thanksgiving. Don't try to make the shit like that now. I mean, like, come on. Ridiculous at this point. Yeah, ain't shit we can do at this point. I thought I could close it. I can't. I gotta leave this shit up for the jump. I don't know why YouTube ain't picking it up like it's supposed to. I'm lagging like shit and everything. This shit is cheats. Um, got the wine, little rose of watermelon. This shit tastes like a watermelon Jolly Rancher. It's some bullshit. Like when I went to the store and bought wines, I was just this was like months ago. I was just buying wines and shit. So I mean it hit this shit trash. This look like it's keeping up okay, but it might be trash on y'all side. Sorry. I ain't closing this shit down and doing it again for nothing. You got spam calls and all that shit. Don't forget the righteous hydration. We ain't here. Yeah, Thanksgiving was cool. We went to my aunt's. Delicious food. Her and my cousin and my mom. My sister was supposed to cook it. She didn't. My mom did it because she had a good reason. Because when it comes to like Thanksgiving food, you got to sit there and watch it. Maybe like the stuffing is like what's probably whoops I kicked the table. Stuffing is probably like the easiest because all you need is whatever seasoning you're gonna put in it, a little chicken broth or base, whatever ones you want to do, and that's it. You can do that, or you can wait till the turkey done. Take the drippings from that. That's the juices and the oil, the grease, and all that other stuff. You put that in there. Gotta help that out. But that's just it. Stuffing is done when it's done. You really technically don't even have to bake it because it ain't nothing but bread. And the turkey's already done. So yeah, it's probably greens. You gotta slow cook them. You gotta slow cook greens, so that's gonna take a while. The turkey take a little bit. A ham takes a little bit. You want everything low and slow so those juices can formulate and try to stay in there. You want stuff to crisp up slowly on the skin side of the game. Macaroni and cheese, you got to make that cheese sauce, and then you got to make the noodles. And yeah, then you got to put it together. Then you got to bake the shit, and then you got to put whatever toppings you're gonna put. So it takes some time. So I give it that because you got to sit down and watch most of that stuff. Yeah, it's not a game. But everything was hitting. Everything was on point. Even the stuff I didn't eat looked good. Like those deviled eggs, they look good. I'm sorry. I'm real. I only take my eggs scrambled or omelet. That's the only way I take it. I don't do none of that over easy stuff. I'm not big into like the yolk net being broken. Are y'all into that? Because I've seen older people do it, like my pops will do it, and the people at work, the residents, they will definitely. The residents definitely get into those eggs. Yeah, it's always somebody once a day wanting like an over easy egg or something like that outside of breakfast. Yeah, Thanksgiving was cool, man. The games was good. I'm gonna get to those later on. You know, we like to talk, other shit. Y'all saw the title. I'm gonna try to stay on topic today. Cause that just says sports and music talk. And I talk about video games for the whole damn stream. Ah, that is good. I can't even cap with you. But it don't taste like wine. Shit like sparkling Kool-Aid right now. But I gotta get rid of some of the wine so I can put some other there. Nah, I can't do no Sundays. Mm-mm. That shit just sitting there looking like a sun just sitting on top of your plate. Oh no. Nah, I can't do that. That was cool. We sat there, we had some drinks. That's some rock brandy. It's got a little smoothness to it, but it ain't a whole lot of flavor. Yeah, it was okay. It was whatever. I had to do it with a little Pepsi. I don't know, do it. I mean, it might look like, yeah, it do. It do. The hue changes a little bit because it's pinkish on my side, but for y'all, I know my camera ain't dirty. I already dusted everything off. I still got the plastic on the covers. Yeah, it do look a little sparkling apple juices. Apple juice do hit though. I ain't even gonna lie. Most of them do. But yeah, it was a good time. Got to kick with everybody. My moms and my grandma were very happy to see that my nephew had came up from Georgia to enjoy and indulge in the festivities of the good food. That Mac was slamming. And they had that good ass gravy, so it really didn't even matter if the turkey was good or not. The gravy. The gravy helps the turkey, the stuffing, and anything that it touches for real, for real. Greens was on point. Yeah, I'm gonna get to the football games toward, later on, Randy. Yeah, that's a real good tradition. I like that. I bet you there's people who don't watch football the whole year, but they definitely watch it on Thanksgiving. Very good time. Very good time. Very good time. Afterwards, I kind of went into a coma. I made it through the night all right, but that next day, them jumps was that Friday after, man. I ain't have nothing. I was spent damn near the whole day, damn near sleeping. That was all. But Thanksgiving was always on point. The crazy thing is, our Thanksgivings was always on point because my mom would cook, and for the longest time, we would just go to my grandma's house. So everything was cool, So we can go to grandma's house, bring a plate home, and still have Thanksgiving food to go throughout, until like the weekend. Because pops is my dad is a leftovers eater. He's not a picky eater at all. The only food I heard him say he wouldn't eat again like that is liver. And that's understandable. A lot of people don't. So, but that used to hit. Yeah. Had to work on Thanksgiving, but I got off around 2 o'clock. They kind of really didn't even need us to do nothing for real, for real. Because nobody even ordered anything outside of the Thanksgiving meal. It was kind of weird. Boss man put salmon on the menu, and that didn't make any sense. And of course, we had to answer questions throughout the day. You did salmon. Why isn't there any ham? Because we in Virginia. Most of them people that the residents are from Virginia. Country folk. Country folk want some pork. They want that ham. So I don't know what the hell he was thinking. It want a lot of we was low key wasting salmon. I took a couple for myself, but that's the rule. If it's already cooked, we can take it. Yeah. Now I'm not coming out with no whole trough and a whole bunch of shit or nothing like that. The only time, I have multiple boxes because I might not want shit touching. Like if I make a burger, I'm gonna put it in 3 different boxes. No, I'm gonna put it maybe in like two. I'm gonna take the burger in the bun, put that on one. No, I don't do that either because I want the toasted bun to stay. Yeah, it'd be three. One for the bun, one for the burger, and another one for the toppings, lettuce, tomato, and pickle and shit like that. I got condiments at the house, so I ain't gotta worry about that. So that's what I'll do. And I let most people don't care anyway. But sometimes I just don't be want shit to touch. or I just don't want it spilling out because the boxes will turn over in the car. Yeah, it was still kind of weird to have that salmon, but and then we turned around and had it again. This menu kind of ass at work. Work is work as usual. You know, everything has died down since I've gotten in trouble because I've started to defend myself because they on some bullshit. There ain't no other way to put it. I already told them you're not gonna get me fired. I do this too well. You're gonna get rid of a consistent worker, a consistently good worker, for a crapshoot that you can take out in it, man. The only cook we've hired that's been decent was the new dude. So it's probably been about 5 or 6 cooks since I got there, and 1 out of 6 ain't no. That's not a good percentage. So, but either way, I don't care, man. I'm grown, man. I know what the game is, man. Like I said, resume stack. I'm good. But yeah, it was cool. Enjoyed the holidays, man. I do. They've been so ingrained in us, man. Like, what the fuck can we do? Christmas, it's a pagan holiday. If you got kids, you gonna sit here trying to tell me you ain't gonna get your kids no gift? We don't celebrate it. I might try to find a way to tell them that we don't celebrate Christmas, but you still get gifts because you don't want to have a kid to come to school and he ain't got shit. All the kids are talking, man, like you don't want your kid going through that. Yeah, nobody wants their kid going through that nonsense. Going there, man. Hey, man, I got I got a Switch for Christmas. Man, oh man, I got a PS5, man. I don't even know how he got it. They told me it was out of stock. Oh man, I got this. I got some LeBrons and some cat. No, man, okay. Some LeBrons and some KDs, man. I don't know what kids get for Christmas nowadays. I ain't in school. You don't want to be like, what you get? We don't celebrate. Nigga, what? So you ain't get nothing? Oh no, he did, man. He wore that shirt before Christmas break. I remember that sweater. No, man, he ain't have. I mean, it's not right for kids to be roasting other kids for not having stuff, but it's kids. That shit ain't gonna change. All right. I just looking real pearly in this camera though. I ain't gonna lie. Nah, but ain't shit. Ain't shit going on, man. Like I said, I apologize for last week. I It was a whole nother thing, and this motherfucking that game came up, man. That's how great God of War is. That shit deterred the whole podcast. Got Robert Johnson up here, right here, King of the Delta Blues, and the very influential figure in rock and roll. Look him up. The story is amazing and it's crazy. You know the saying, reality is better than fiction. Cause that shit, some of that shit you just can't make up. Like you could try, but if you even if you think, because most of the time it's coming from real life. Like if you coming up with a movie script or a screenplay, I would say for the technical term, you gonna draw on something you know from real life. There's only a few that can be that creative where you can just come up with the whole thing. It's it's a crazy thing, yeah, for real to think about. Because could you think of somebody coming up with Scarface originally? Like that had been sitting in his mind the whole time. Oh man, saw the cocaine 80s in Miami. He said, got a story for y'all ass. I ain't even gonna lie, man. Hot take, man, hot take. Scarface overrated. It's an okay movie, but the shit lasts too long. Tony was goofy as hell. He was a creep because he wanted to fuck his sister. I don't know. He wanted to fuck his sister. He killed his main homie. Trash. Him and Bishop is trash. I'm gonna go into that one time. I might have to add people along to make sure that this camera's working properly because I've been watching Black Busters on YouTube with Big John and his homie, and those have been pretty good. Yeah, those have been pretty good. He got a lot. He's showing range outside of the skits because he's a naturally funny dude, and just catching people's opinions on how they saw movies and stuff like that. It's all so cool because I don't have to agree. That's one thing people I don't understand about people. I don't have to agree with you about how you feel about something, but if it's entertaining, I'll fuck with it. Yeah. I don't agree with Joe Rogan saying nigga, but when he talking the fight game, I'm gonna listen. He knows a thing or two. Speaking of which, sorry, Izzy. Dana White combed the earth to bring you a dude that you would. Dana White went on Wikipedia and looked and saw a person who beat Israel Adesanya in a fight, and he said, "Hey man, all you gotta do is win four." And he went in there and beat him. It was a hell of a fight, though. It was a hell of a fight. Of course, the pundits. Ain't nothing worse than the comment section, man. The comment section is the bottom of the barrel, man. It'd be people sitting up there waiting for somebody to lose. I've never waited for somebody to lose. Nobody. And there's a couple of people that I haven't really fucked with because, various situations. Like Oscar De La Hoya. Oscar was cool, but when y'all tried to make it seem like he was the best, when it was still, they tried to make him seem that he was the best after he beat Chavez. This was like 50 years old. You don't get no points for beating no old elderly man. He still had to fight Felix Trinidad. He still had to fight. He still hadn't fought Shane Mosley, but they had put him up. Nah, man, he good. He great. He a legend. I don't know about that other bullshit he into, but as far and then the Golden Boy, come on. And he didn't fight Mexican, which I know turned off a lot of Mexican fans. They only rooted for him when he fought Tito Trinidad because Mexico and Puerto Rico got a rivalry. But outside of that, they won't fucking with him because he won't no Mexican fighter for like even somebody like Conor McGregor who walk around talking shit, Kobe Covington walking around talking shit, Masvidal, Floyd. I ain't got no problem with that. 'Cause that's how you get that bag. A lot of people, you gotta talk that shit. I think Kobe Covington even said that. He was like, when I was just a regular fighter, just chilling, nobody gave a shit. Start talking shit, putting on MAGA hats and doing all that. Look at me now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it take a lot if you're just gonna be a regular guy, because a lot of people didn't know nothing about the beat until he was 20 something fights in. I had seen him early because I had seen, you know, I look at the cards ahead of time to see who fighting and stuff like that, see what's going on, like UFC and boxing, see who's on the card, see who's on the undercard. And I saw the Beat America Medal. That's an interesting name. Let me Google this gentleman. And I went on his Wikipedia page and said, oh man, make sure I check out his next fight. He was like that, bro. Because like with Connor, I give Connor his props. When he beat Jose Aldo, yeah, he definitely was up there. Yeah, he definitely was up there. But when you start having them losses, when you had them ugly losses, yeah, we can't put you in no all time. Nah, I can't all time. A lot of people will all put him on an all time list just because of how he captivated everybody with talking and stuff like that. And he was a hell of a fighter, UFC Hall of Famer, legend in the game. But I take BJ Penn and the name of George St. Pierre. I take a couple of them before I get to him. But he up there, definitely. Yeah. Floyd. A lot of people hated Floyd because he was talking shit. They really don't like it when no nigga talking shit. They can't stand it. Ooh, it gets on their nerves. They only let Ali get away with the shit. Everybody they was cool. Now Floyd did it because Floyd said the same thing. He was chill. He was pretty boy Floyd and getting knockouts. Nah, he won't get the attention he was then when he became Floyd Money Mayweather, and they got real. That's another person that they can't wait to see lose, and it's not gonna happen. Not at this point. He's not coming out of retirement to fight nobody for real. Hell no. Nah. And for all of you who have your Floyd comments, oh, you don't be doing nothing but running. That just lets me know you're a casual. Because if you look up the fight numbers, if you look up the punch stats, comp your box numbers, you can see he has hit his opponent damn near at a 50 to 60% clip. He punched people better than some people hit than some people hit two pointers in the NBA. You're not running if I'm hitting you. There's no possible way that you're running if you're hitting the person more than they're hitting you. That just don't. And it's not just like one or two punches or nothing. No, he clearly was punching people more than they were punching him. And it's crazy when they be showing the replays and when you see how the crowd be cheering when the opponent be throwing punches. And when they show the replay and them shits ain't hitting nothing but elbows and forearms and shoulder, and he letting the punch like slide through to make it look like they getting. Oh man, masterful defense, man, masterful punching and masterful wowzers. But yeah, the comment section be trash. I knew Izzy was going to do it. I knew he was going to lose sooner or later. I couldn't wait. All those damn boring fights. Look, man, you're a damn fool if you're gonna sit there and think you're gonna square off with a bunch of people. And in the UFC terms, you're a damn fool if you think you're just gonna be standing right in front of people so you can get tackled to the ground, you get punched on, I get put in a goddamn submission. You got to be on the move. All right. Any false step in UFC will get you fucked up. All right. You can get kicked, you can get elbowed, you can catch a knee, you can get slammed, you get put in a submission. Like it's not a game. At least in boxing, you just gonna get punched. And if you can eat the punch, all right, cool. Let me just make sure this shit don't happen again. UFC, the mistakes are at a minimum. What Craig tell Daddy, you get your ass whooped out there. I seen John Jones supposed to be fighting Francis Ngannou. John Jones up to 250 pounds now. God damn. Do me this favor, John. I know you ain't gonna hear the shit, but telepathically. We niggas, we got the same speed. Don't fuck this up, bro. Don't fail no drug tests. Don't get into no bullshit. Now it's been a little bit since he has gotten to some shit because he's a fuck up. He out there rivaling Mike Tyson for the bullshit that he be doing out here in these streets. Like, yo, hey, dude, calm the fuck down. John Jones out there wilding, bro. But I hope that fight goes down because Ngannou, after what he did to I can't say the dude name, man. I can't remember I can't remember the last champ. It ain't Meritage. No, it ain't. But the last dude, the dude that was the heavyweight champ, the way he dominated him, heavyweight look like he's getting ready. He's getting ready to die. And speaking of UFC, rest in peace, Anthony Rumble Johnson. Man, rest in peace, bro. That was crazy. I didn't see that. Also, rest in peace, Iron Karen. I get to that later. Rest in peace to Jason Green Ranger, man. But yeah, shout out to Rumble, man. Rumble, that's how great John Jones was. This is how you could tell somebody's greatness. John Jones was so good. He kept other dudes from getting in the top 10 and then like even touching the belt. Between Anthony Rumble Johnson, Gustafson, Shogun Hua, Machida, Rashad Evans, all them dudes that light heavyweight, he fucked them all up. He ended title reigns quick and all that stuff. It wasn't nothing that they could do. That's how dominant he was. Cormier, Daniel should be, man. I mean, he a legend in the game because he put in the work, but it's tough when you got them lost. And I'm gonna tell you this right now. All right. It doesn't matter what drug you want, whether it be weed, coke, pills, or any of that shit. You're not crisp enough to be doing that much fighting. I ain't gonna lie. Now, you can smoke some weed and get some Hennessy in you and have a fist fight in the streets. You can do that. But to have a sanctioned bout against somebody, oh no, that's tough money. It's too tough. Yeah, that's too tough. Nah. I've been there on various drugs. I ain't crisp enough to be fighting. And I know they ain't me. I don't give a fuck how much you try. Same thing with football. You know how good your hand-eye coordination got to be sober. And you gonna add weed to it? That shit don't help. that shit, that shit don't help at all. I will tell you that right now. Like you high, your concentration ain't what it need to be when you sober. That's why them baseball players in the 70s and all the cocaine era sports, that shit ain't helped them like that for real, man. Now, the feeling no pain part, I can understand that. Because usually they just do that stuff to, help out with the injuries or headaches or aches and pains they may have because, weed is medicinal. I'm pretty sure cocaine got some purposes. They used to put it in soda back in the day. If I had a chance to set up a main event, what fighters are you? How many fights? And is it current or all time? Because that's what I, you know, let me know. How many fights you need set up for the card? And is it current or all time? I will give him a second. I can find something. Speaking of music, and I was talking about work earlier. It's this OG lady. She about 50 years old, and she be playing her music in the kitchen all the time. And she said, Jamal, there ain't no way in hell you 39 years old. There's no way you got to be at least my age. How do you know all this? My people's, man. My pops, man. Library of music, man. Everything was sauce. So that's just how I grew up, man. I can't. You could do both. 3 matches. 3 matches. Okay. 3 matches. We're gonna go with the current roster. 3 matches, current roster. I'm gonna have to go. Let's go back with the Izzy and let's go back with the Izzy and Perea fight. Let's go ahead and do that. Um this John Jones and Ganu fight, I want to see that shit for real, for real. Hey, one thing about Dana White, he be on some bullshit when it comes to the pay. Sometimes with the racial shit. But but yeah, he will set up the fights. You ain't gonna have to wait that long for no big name fights and shit like that. Yeah, Ngannou and John Jones, the Izzy rematch, and I would also like to see um, Sean O'Malley and Aljamain Sterling. Yeah, which should be happening soon because O'Malley just beat Peter Yan. And Starlin had a because he put on an Academy Award performance when Peter Yan accidentally when he need him after the man, you won't fucked up like that, bro. Cut it out. He pulled off a job just like Montel Griffin did against Roy Jones. Neither one of them niggas was that hurt. He just said, "Let me milk this shit and get the title." But in the rematch against Yan, it's up pretty well. Now, all time, I would have to go with oh shit. I need Khabib versus George St. Pierre because Khabib is going to make him fight. He's going to make uh, St. Pierre get active because St. Pierre is very calculated, real thinker and stuff like that. He like to be in control of the bout and stuff like that. Yeah. Um, I will take John Jones versus not John Jones. I would take Izzy versus Anderson Silva if he was younger. Yeah, I take a young Anderson Silva, like right when he made that flip between and um, Pride and UFC. I take that. Yeah. And let me get Fedor Emelianenko versus Fedor Cain Velasquez. Yeah, let me get Fedor versus Cain because Fedor never liked Dana White for real, for real. Something was going on with Fedor. Just he won't fucking with him, so he never went to UFC. I want to see that one. Fedor, yeah, let me get that. Man, it's a couple. I would love to see. I would love to see Lyoto Machida versus Alex Pereira. That would be a good ass match. Quentin Rampage Jackson versus Anthony Rumble Johnson. Yeah. I'm talking about Pride FC Rampage. Because when Rampage got to the UFC, he had already been old. He was already 10 years deep in the fight game. So for that. Is it another heavy hitter in the middleweight? And I'll take Alexander Gustafsson versus Dan Henderson. Dan Henderson is one of my top 5 favorite UFC fighters because Dan Henderson don't give a fuck. He just go out there and he fight. That's just plain and simple. But he would have a task because you know what? Flip that. I don't even want Hendo. Give me Gustafson versus Mirko Krokop. Look up Mirko Krokop. MRKO CROCOP and Pride. Vicious with the kick. Because I've been watching the shit. I remember watching the first UFC and seeing like Royce Gracie just dominate. Like he was one of the smaller dudes, and that Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu shit was real, and he proved it on a national scale in 2 goddamn jumps. Oh, you know what else? This is the last part on that card. I'm gonna get back to the history, my history joke. I want to see Khabib versus Nick Diaz. That would just make my day. Seville. Yeah, because I'm like a fight fan. I like all that shit. I like boxing. I like kickboxing. I used to watch K1 back in the day with Ernesto Hoost. Used to play the games on PlayStation. Jerome LeBanner, Peter Arts. This was before Bob Sapp got in there, and that shit got turned into a spectacle. What was the other dude name? Gary Goodrich. Yeah. So I used to just anything with fighting, as long as it's I was watching this shit. I really didn't get all boxing matches. I used to watch boxing after dark on HBO, which would be a hell of a card without stars, and they would just have that to see who they would bank on in the future. Fights on USA, CBS, ESPN 1 and 2, the classic fights that used to come on ESPN Classic. Like I like combat sports. So that's just was my shit. And Pride was my shit too because Pride was raw. Pride ain't had no. You can knee people on the top of the head because you can't do that in the UFC, like the elbows and all that shit. Yeah, the way boxing fell off is crazy. Bob Arum, Oscar De La Hoya, Al Heyman, it's y'all fault. It's y'all fault. And the boxers are also, it's all their fault too. You know what the crazy part is? This is like the first generation of the shit that going down. Like as soon as, because I really thought Mayweather would never fight Pacquiao, because I didn't never think Pacquiao would pass my drug test. He'd been so far gone. But once that happened, all that other bullshit should have ceased. It definitely should have ceased because there's so much shit going on, and I'm hoping that this Ryan Garcia versus Tank Davis fight will alter that because with that one, I'm gonna buy that card. I'm definitely buying that card. I'm gonna purchase that. Probably play it in the Discord for the homies and everything. Cause I ain't doing no fight party. This apartment ain't big enough. Fuck all that. We're gonna do a Discord party and sit over here with a bowl of chips. I'm gonna definitely purchase that one because I want to see it. Because I don't think Tank gonna beat his ass. I think that's gonna be a good ass fight. I think that's one, and if it sells the way it's supposed to, I think that it will definitely do its thing. And I'll be honest with you, one of the things that in the Paul, I can't remember which one it is. I don't. He's banging because he's talking shit and he's already popular, and it really don't matter. Because if you're a boxing fan, you ain't watching that shit for real. You're not spending no money on that. He ain't fighting no damn body. I would not serve wine with a bunch of niggas in this house. There ain't no way in hell, Randy. You tripping. Gonna be dark liquor. All right. No tequila and no vodka, because you know this shit. I done seen tequila and vodka turn motherfuckers into like like Hennessy and cognac and brandy and whiskey and stuff like that. That's just a fight. Tequila and vodka have motherfuckers taking their shirts off and shit. Like, and it ain't no fight. Ain't none of that shit. Most definitely. No, not in my crib. If I had a house, yeah. Because back in my old apartment, matter of fact, I had the fight party for the Pacquiao Mayweather fight on stolen. I ain't had no cable at the time, and the internet wasn't what it was then. Because you gotta remember that's shit, damn near 10 years ago. Yeah, so that was 2014 that happened. Yep. Yeah, they didn't have it like that. Yeah, yeah. Right now, it's easy now. They got the apps on the Xbox. All I gotta do is just load the shit up. Because if it's with the Garcia and them shit, you know. So well, shut your ass up talking about I'm old. Nigga, you still in your 20s. I'll be 40 in I'll be 40 in March. What are you talking about? The hell are you talking about? Nah, that's just a man. I had one in the moments at Thanksgiving too, Savon. My cousin Pierre, man, his daughter came from Pennsylvania down there to, chill with us and shit. Man, she grown. Like last time I saw her, she was a little girl with her glasses and with a nice little fresh nerdy look. You know what I'm saying? And she was grown, tall and shit, and all that shit. I said, "Damn, what's up? Your spine fit. You need to go see a chiropractor, nigga. Definitely a chiropractor. Go to him. Don't get no aches and pains. Let that be a lesson to you, young motherfuckers in here. If you watch this shit later, don't fuck around with that health, man. Go see that shit. If something don't feel right, go do the shit. Please go see a goddamn physician. Don't get out of here too early or have some shit fucked up and have it lingering and shit like that before it's speaking of speaking before it's too late. It's funny when I go to work and you see some of the residents with walkers, but then they'll fuck around and forget them. Like and Miss Marcy, like one of my favorite people in there. Marcy Downs don't be giving a shit. Marcy Downs, G. Marcy Downs, a G. She definitely a sexist in the reverse, where she don't like no women and she only like dudes. Like that's because she a nasty, frisky old junk. She had been holding it in for so long. She said she was married for like 50 something years, 50, 60 years or something like that. So she let it out now. She be winking and blowing kisses at my. She be asking us to come to the table so she can say hello. But just as long as she don't be asking for no hugs, because sometimes she get a little pissy out there. Yeah. I got love for Miss Martin, but Miss Martin knows she pissing. It ain't no way in hell. You smell it. That's still my homegirl though. But that the fact that when people will come to the dining, come to sit down to eat in a walker and leave and let the walker just sit there next to the table, like, did you really need it? And they got the fancy ones too. And that with the little pad that you can sit on. That shit turned into a whole seat. They rotate the arms and they turn into armrests. They got some nice shit. That's because people pay good money. They pay good money to be in that damn facility. That's why I be laughing at the motherfuckers who can't cook. And people paying thousands of dollars. You got hard peas up here. Overcook the shit out of this broccoli. This broccoli not supposed to be dark green, man. That just supposed that's supposed to look like money. That green from broccoli cooked perfectly is nice and bright, and you can still cook broccoli and have it keep its color and it be soft for old people. Okay, you don't have to cook the color out the motherfucker so they can chew. Trust me. You know, especially since we got a steamer. When you got a steamer, all vegetables is a go. Everything's easier now. But yeah, that'd take me back, man. To them fight parties, man. I still remember the homie Ron. We was watching the Dan Henderson versus Michael Bisping fight. And for those who don't know, Michael Bisping pops a lot of shit. Bisping talk that shit. He up there with Conor McGregor as far as talking that shit. He went in there against Dan Henderson, and Dan Henderson hit him with the meanest overhand right that I have ever seen in my life. Please look that shit up on YouTube. And after he knocked him out with the punch, because he was done. He was knocked the fuck out. If I'm talking UFC, this shit got to come up. This is one of the craziest moments. After he knocked him out with the overhand right, he hit him with the Macho Man shit with the forearm that fell on top. Hey, but he was already knocked out, so he didn't feel shit. Bisping was fucked up. My homeboy Rome like, whoa, yo, he's supposed to be. That's why I'm be watching this shit, Dean, man. These boys is barbaric in here, man. Man, I remember when I watched that Silva Chael Sonnen fight. You know, that's one thing about UFC that's crazy. That's one thing. I don't know why more white boys don't talk shit, because Chael Sonnen never won the championship in UFC. He lost both fights to Anderson Silva. So I dare somebody to say, well, Anderson Silva was on steroids. Guess who also got suspended on steroids? Your Honor, next question. Don't give me that bullshit, man. He got caught too, just like he did. They both went in there on drugs, and he lost. Submitted in one fight, knocked him out the next. Chael Sonnen is probably one of the best talkers in UFC history. He's so good with the talk. He's so good with the talking shit, man. I'm surprised he didn't go WWE. But he said they don't pay well, so he said, fuck. I can tell you this right now, because Vince McMahon a racist. I don't give a fuck none of y'all. You can't tell me or prove me otherwise. I don't give a fuck. He a racist. And if you bring Chael Sonnen, a white boy from Oregon, who can talk that shit, he would have easily made him a champ. He would have went a hell of a lot further than Ken. Because Ken Shamrock carved out a decent career. He was Intercontinental Champion back when that shit used to mean something. And the attitude there, Ken Shamrock was all right. And then he used to have him raging and shit like that. He wasn't acting. Shamrock was one of the boys. Remember, he used to spare off. He's just slamming the shit out of people. Shamrock turned that shit into all right. Shamrock was all right. Because I respected him as a fighter. Because, you know, he used to be, he was pretty fucking good. He could never beat Gracie. But because when Gracie won the first UFC, that's when all the fighters that I had seen and other shits, you know, King of Pancrase and all that other shit, like, it ain't no way in hell we gonna let the little Brazilian motherfucker win the second one. When I did the second one, did the exact same shit he did in the first. Wrestle motherfuckers down, tied them out, tapped them out, man. Created a whole new thing. I'm sorry, he probably wouldn't be he's not like I always say, he's not my favorite. But if we putting a panel together, he got to be the one. Nobody has done more for the sport than him. He helped create the motherfucker. He gave them the vision and all that shit. Cut down on the barbaric shit, made it into take some of these boxing and kickboxing moves and stuff like that. Yeah, ESPN Classic used to be crazy. There used to be a bunch of shit up there. There used to be a bunch of shit. They used to have countdowns, old fights, old games and stuff like that. Because I'm a watcher. Because I'm intrigued. I grew up. Everybody was saying how Magic Johnson and Larry Bird was some bad motherfuckers. Let me see this for myself. And I watched the games and I said, well, I'll be damned. These guys are pretty fucking good. Okay. I seen games with young Kareem. When you got a skill set, man, it don't matter the era, bro. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Whether it be then, now, or whatever. When you got a skill set, bro, it is what it is. Matter of fact, nah. See, that's the bad part. When I be getting to talking shit about stuff, I watch some videos. That should be influencing me to want to play the video game. Cause like I'll watch basketball highlights and I'd be like, time to get on 2K for my franchise. All right, I'll watch NFL highlights and I'd be like, Madden time. Gobert do got a skill set, but let me be honest with you. He is decent on defense, but he'd be better served in the 90s. they got different skill sets nowadays where you just he'd be better served on a team that got better perimeter defenders, for real. To be honest, he would probably, I don't know. Miami would be a very good spot for him. It get Bam out of that center position, the one in which he don't need to be playing because Bam is athletic enough to keep up with most of the power forwards. That one would help. And they play defense there. It's all about accountability at Miami. Miami is a great place to go play basketball. I'm glad everybody's starting to see what LeBron was seeing. Well, Savant is 2022. Do you really need him to score in the post? Do people really give a fuck if he can? If you can score in the post, and the post died when Jaleel Okafor ain't get no burn. Because you can't tell me it ain't no. You can't tell me he couldn't go in the league where ain't number four centers that could really play defense. They had Dwight, DeAndre Jordan. Gobert was young at the time, so it wasn't a whole lot. If he gonna stand, nah, it ain't no need because they not gonna do it. It would make sense to do it because he spaces the floor better, and it causes a threat because now people have to account for that. And he can kick out to all them damn shooters they got out there. But hey, I'm just a motherfucker on the podcast, man. Using what you got to work, it just don't seem to be the way no more, man. And they don't teach no more. Like if you don't go do the shit by yourself, there's not a lot of coaches out there that's gonna be showing you the way. There's no coach that he's had. They might be telling him and he might not be doing the shit. So you never know. It's a lot of factors that go into the shit. You never know. I don't want him on my team. Now I'm talking about if I'm running the team. Now them sorry ass Charlotte Hornets, they can take anything they can get. Shit, they can take anybody. I don't give a fuck. I let them take Cameron Boozer as a 15-year-old right now. I'd rather see a 15-year-old try to navigate the NBA than to watch what the fuck the Hornets put out there. Yucky. But basketball, it's a lot of parity this year. Yeah. I looked at the standings the other day. But it really dominating like that. But the season don't really start till after Christmas. After Christmas and around between that Christmas and the trade deadline section, they get real because you got the Christmas games, then you got the Martin Luther King games. That's crazy. I don't want to be mad because it is racial. It will, but they have a day full of basketball on Martin Luther King Day. You can see high school, college, and pro throughout the whole day. One day, I think that was one of them days they did 24 hours of basketball on ESPN. They had 24 hours of basketball. That's fucked up. But I can't knock it because I'm gonna watch it. So between Christmas, Martin Luther King Day, and the trade deadline is when shit really gonna start heating up. Yeah, you gonna start to see a whole lot of shit. Is it me? Does it look like COVID is still not as far as like people being out the game, but it kind of seems like people's timing is off. I think because they've been cutting the season so short and they ain't really had like last year. This past off season was the first real off season they've had in like 2 years. So this will be like this, you know, people got to work the kinks out. This is some new shit that people don't be knowing about. That was good as a motherfucker. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. That's when everything started to kick up in March, man. This follows up. Then the high school all star season kicks up. Then that's when shit get real for me, and it helps because there's no football. Football, no. Matter of fact, in probably about 10 minutes, I'm probably about to go through the breakdown of the teams real quick because I don't like to go over games and shit like that. Yeah, I watched them, but it ain't no need. Just a little comment here, in Vera. You know, the hell that's been going on, man? Not much, man. Damn. Just playing the same old. I got 3 games in the rotation. But they just had a sale the other day. They had the Contra collection for like $8. The Castlevania collection for a little bit. Yeah, I'll do that. Like I could play the games on the PC, but I got an hour and a half before my back and my legs and shit start hurting because I got this regular dining room chair here. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do that when I get out of here. Look up a real chair. Yeah, because I gotta get a real chair. I be wanting to do shit on this PC. She got a timer. And the damn seat is so damn thin. Even if I was to put a blanket in the shit, hiking, they got the good chairs. Okay, better not be no expensive shit. Savard, do you know who Nav Green is? I wait for him to let answer that one. But yeah, I need a chair. So there's all types of shit I want to beat some of the older games. 150. Nav Green. He be on 85 South. Damn. I know who do know who he is, so I ain't gonna spoil it. Hey man, shit is counting down, man. The month getting ready to be over in a few days, man. What we got? December starting Thursday. This shit. Oh yeah, that's Ride Spirit Animal. All right. Nav Green is Rise, yo. I just Two funny as hell country motherfuckers, man, for real. Them niggas is there. Because I watched the 85 South show on Thanksgiving. Yeah, Carlos DC. Damn, I can't remember the name of the rapper. Fuck. Nav Green and Jack Thriller. And that shit was, you know how they do. They funny as shit. Every episode they be cutting the fucking food. Yeah, man, this shit went by quick as a bee, didn't it? Damn, man. Just fast as fuck. Damn. That's how it usually go though. Especially when you doing shit. COVID was a long time. That March to that January when I've been went back to work. Yeah, that was a long stretch. This year shot by. I don't even remember Halloween. What the fuck happened on Halloween? Like, I remember the homie 3G had a stream and he had on the Chucky outfit. That's why I remember Halloween. This fool here, man, he bought a fool. I mean, he's a grown man, yo. He had on suspenders, yo. He a grown man walking around with suspenders. My homie Slide, man, he sent me he sent me an Instagram post of Michael Jackson getting down to Cool in the Gang Ladies Night, and they got this breakdown toward the end. I hate it. I do too. But they had this breakdown at the end where they'd be like, "This is your night tonight. Everything's gonna be all right." That's my favorite part of the song. And to see Michael jamming on that shit, I had a little small shit welled up right here, man. This eye, this corner specifically. Like that's it. Fucking Mike, bro. Cause that's my shit. Like especially like in the R&B song or a rock and roll song, them breakdowns is my shit. And it's apparently it's been like that my whole life. Cause my dad played that song for me, the Commodores, "Baby You Changed My Life." And when they break down and they go, na 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 na, said that was your favorite part, baby. I said, nigga, I've been a breakdown nigga all the time. Which one you getting ready to turn on? I just mentioned 2 songs faster than a motherfucker. Now let's go ahead and get the foosball out the way, Bobby Boucher. We have to mention the foosball. The foosball. I'm just going through the standings. So AFC, we're gonna start with the Dolphins, who are leading the division right now. Who ass, huh? Who ass? And before you say, well, look at the weapons he got, ain't no such thing as a successful quarterback without weapons. Next. They already had a strong defense because of what Brian Flores already set up. He got fired on some bullshit. Now Tua put them weapons around. And Tyreek Hill. I saw that IG jump that he did. No, that was on YouTube. He loaded that up. He was out there catching football at the judge machine at top speed with butter. One he did a set. Did a couple of catches with butter, then a couple of catches with syrup to show how good his hands are. Wear gloves on Sunday, Tyree. Shout out to the Dolphins and shout out to Tua, man. I hope you're doing all right because I don't want to see these lingering effects from the CTE for all them damn concussions. But it's good to see you back playing. They blocking now, so Buffalo. Um, yeah, y'all need to work on that run game. You're not gonna be able to pass all the time. You're gonna have to find a way to slow up a game. You're gonna have to wait to win some of them ugly ones. Now you're gonna be, they a threat definitely to make it and win the bowl, but I have to clean up a little bit of shit. Just clean up a little bit of shit. Y'all will be all right. The Jets didn't see this shit coming. I knew they would fight because I like Robert Saleh as a coach. I really do. I saw how he was. I saw how he was as the defensive coordinator for the Niners, and you can still see the Niners still have one of the best defenses in the league. So that's why I already knew. I already knew that they was gonna fight. All they got to do is buy in, and once they bench Wilson and put Mike White in, no, they put in what you call it, Mike White. He threw for 300 and about what 2 or 3 touchdowns the other day. Now the Hall injury gonna hurt, but them picking up James Robinson, they picked up James Robinson from the Jaguars, and I want to say they picked up another running back in New England. Hey man, Belichick, man, this right here adds to why you are considered one of the greatest coaches. They should not be 6-5. That's just all I got for New England. They should not be 6-5. Baltimore like Buffalo. Y'all gonna have to learn to clean some of this shit up. I be having mistakes that don't count. And I ain't even gonna lie, I think the offensive coordinator and I think the coaches as a whole and the owners, it might be conspiring to try to sell Lamar. But them numbers ain't what they think it is. They gonna try to lowball him. I'm telling you this right now. He not going for none of that, nothing less than what he think he worth. And what you won't pay him, I'm gonna win. Mike White is. I'm gonna put him in a category. It's going 360. You mind reading right now, Poe. It's coming back around. Cincinnati. Remember how everybody in the league was worried? Oh, Cincinnati, what is they gonna do? They 0-2. Joe Burrow was out here getting hit and things like that. And they've been out here winning. Still winning. You know what I'm saying? They done pulled off 3 in a row. They got it. They just beat the Titans, 20-13. Yeah, you put up a. Sometimes you gotta win them ugly ass games. Sometimes you gotta win them 13-10, the 9-7s. You're gonna have to win some ugly ass games in this league. Because every win matters, goddamn it. So you need them. I don't give a fuck what the score may be. Keep fighting. Joe Burrow is showing that he's a hell of a quarterback because Jamar Chase is not there. No. So next we have Cleveland. Stefanski is trash. That's all. That's all. This is what I'm gonna just chalk it up to. Stefanski is trash. Hope he get fired and they hire one of them offensive coordinators from somebody. You can take the offensive coordinator from Buffalo, Miami, the Jets. Somebody text me and I gotta answer it. Motherfucker. Fucking Ricky interrupted my podcast. Cleveland Stefanski is trash. Now I ain't big on Baker Mayfield because they tried to make him like he got next and shit like that. And I just really didn't see it. But Stefanski asked to. He asked to. You ask other teams, do they mind running the football like that? Pittsburgh, that's what you get for believing in Mitchell Trubisky. That's all I got for them. That's it. Tennessee, You're only gonna go as far as Derrick Henry can take him, because Tannehill, once Derrick Henry gets stopped, Tannehill not gonna hit you with no 400 yards. And he got some weapons. Austin Hooper's a pretty good tight end. Robert Woods is still a great route runner. Traylon Burke really haven't get this today. Don't throw no deep balls. So whoever Tennessee's offensive coordinator is, the passing game is ass. The Colts, how much longer was Ursay gonna go without putting any talent up there? You have to go get talent. You just can't keep depending on the draft unless you got a Jimmy Johnson or somebody like that, or Andy Reid who can draft throughout the whole one. I'm gonna get the end in a little bit. Houston, leave y'all alone. Kansas City, fucking Andy Reid. They ain't got Tyreek. They ain't got Tyreek. Andy Reid know how to put buckets up in this league, man. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a damn who he got back there. He know how to put up buckets. It was Alaire get hurt. He put in the 7th round pick for Pacheco. He go for 100. So when they come to Andy Reid, he gonna put them buckets up, man. As long as he can run the ball to control the clock like he's supposed to. The Chargers, everybody young. The coach young, the quarterback young. Y'all need to find y'all identity and stick to it. Okay? The Raiders, don't be trying to win no games now. My pops told me the other day, I said, man, damn, we always got to find some. All our games has always got to be close as hell. He said, man, we out here fucking up our draft pick. Yeah, because once you get to this point, you might as well lose. Shit, fuck it. Ain't it ironic that they didn't run Josh Jacobs the first three games, and whenever Josh Jacobs goes over a certain amount of yards, we've won those games. They're just trying to keep from running the ball with him so they won't have to pay him at the end of the year, but they're not gonna pay him. Denver, yeah, Russell ass. But has anybody else on that team stood out? And when the whole team is ass, attitude reflect leadership. Coach, right? Y'all keep signing these young 30-something hot shot offensive gurus and shit like that without them having to prove shit. All right. And next we go to the NFC Beast. They ain't the NFC Least, like some people were saying. Boy, the NFC Beast. That's what that shit is. Philly know how to win now. And Howie Roseman, whatever they lacking in, he will fulfill it. He will make sure he will get a player with the right type of contract, and he gonna make this shit happen. I hope Chauncey Gardner Johnson ain't out too long, because that I knew that was a good pickup when they made that happen. Another Howie Roseman move that he made before week one or after week one. Before week one, right after the preseason was over. Great move. Philly, hey man, just keep doing y'all thing. Dallas, keep doing y'all thing, man. Keep doing it. Now y'all gonna have to clean up some shit. I'm gonna tell you this right now. Philly, San Francisco, Seattle. Now you lucky that y'all ain't gonna have a whole lot of competition. But those three teams right there, with that running the ball and strong defense shit, oh yeah. You're not gonna be able to have those goddamn mistakes. You're not gonna be able to do it. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna, be conducive. You barely beating the Giants right now. What did they win by? 8 this game and 3 the last. Both of the Giants games were close as shit. Very close. And the only reason y'all beating the Giants because they don't have enough talent. Once the Giants get some talent, they might be all right, bro. Like, I don't think Daniel Jones is still the answer. I think they should just go on and go. This is one of them situations like with Alex Smith when he was at Kansas City. Yeah, you'll be a playoff team, but you can go a hell of a lot further with the right QB. But I'm enjoying it. The Commanders, I got to give y'all respect. Y'all the Commanders. Really wish y'all would have went with the Red Wolves. That shit would have been sauce. Them jerseys are sauce. I like y'all jerseys. But y'all showed, man, strong football, man. Control the clock, strong defense, and running the ball, man, can get you them wins. And Heineke already know. I'm the backup. That's the Mike White shit. Ain't got nothing to lose, man. I'm not gonna come out here, be bullshitting, doing a bunch of checkdowns and all that shit. Man, we got some hellified athletes. We got McLaurin out there. Let me fuck around and get one-on-one. Let me get one-on-one. Y'all respectful, and that's the only thing I ask for the Raiders is just be respectful. At 4-7, we not respectful. I don't give a fuck if them games is close. Some of them games shouldn't even been close. Who is calling? Let me get off my phone. Yeah, I will take respectful because y'all won't before before Heineke got in there. And I'll be honest, depending on if y'all made the playoffs and how he performs in the playoffs, will be the deciding factor if you want to keep him. I'm kind of thinking y'all just might go ahead because I think y'all only got Carson Wentz on 1 or 2 years. You know. But what up? I forgot. We talking about the goddamn Commanders, and as long as Daniel Snyder is at the helm, he gonna always find a way to fuck up. I'm mad as shit. I'm mad as shit at that Sean Taylor tribute, man. You could at least dress the motherfucking mannequin up like Sean Taylor used to be dressed up. You could at least gave him his gear. That Sean Taylor's man, that shit trash, man. Godly, man. I hope they are embarrassed enough so they can go in there and change him. They gave him, nah, it ain't borderline. That's outright disrespectful what the fuck they did to Sean. They put him in the regular and put that dude in some fresh ass Nike cleats, man. Tape up the fingers with the wristbands and shit. How you can do this shit with the gloves, clean ass visor. At least make the mannequin stuff the motherfucker with some pillows to make him look bigger. He ain't putting no regular mannequin out there for Sean Taylor. Sean Taylor was 6'3", 230. Mammoth human being on that football field, man. Don't ever, man, get the fuck out of here, man. He had a chance to be one of them all-time greats, to be mentioned in the same sentence with the Ed Reed and the Troy Polamalu, man. And that's what y'all put up. You know what? Fuck you. No. Fuck Daniel Snyder, man. Fuck out of here. Lame, man. That's why the team playing so hard in spite of your goofy ass. Next, we got Minnesota. Y'all bounced back from that ass whooping from Dallas, didn't y'all? Yeah. But it's kind of scary because Philly got a good defense. Giants got a good defense. Dallas got a good defense. Commanders have a good defense. San Francisco has a good defense. Seattle got a good defense. You can shut down the run and force Kirk Cousins to be the hero. Ooh, it's ugly. Detroit, you know what? I'm gonna give Detroit this. I respect Dan Campbell as a coach. I thought he was gonna come in there with that bullshit in the Patriot way and the rah 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 and all that bullshit he has started. These dudes are really playing for him, man. They really are. Now Goff is ass. There ain't no what other way to put it. And the offensive coordinator keep putting the ball in his hands, trying to make them the hero, even when y'all leading. That's just horrible. Get rid of your offensive coordinator and go get a real. All you got to do is hustle it properly. All you got to do is just tell, like, get somebody who got a nice wide receiver coach or a nice running back coach or even like a quarterback coach. Whoever the Commanders have right now is doing a good job with him. With Heineke, wherever you got, what's another spot? You go to Tennessee to, get that one game up. Because you got some weapons, they got better weapons over there than Tennessee on the outside. Miami, you can go grab their quarterback coach or wide receiver. No, don't grab the wide receiver coach. They got two beasts. But grab the quarterback coach. You can do the wide receiver coach, our running back, quarterback coach at Buffalo. There's a couple of places that you can go. You can go to Minnesota and grab one of theirs. So, grab one of them, say, man, we can set you up for this. You do your thing here. Go ahead and set the culture up right for 2 seasons, have, continuity going in, consistency, and having a good game plan. I can set you up right to get another job afterwards. I can set you up real righteous. Have your ass going somewhere nice. Denver look ass. So it's going to be an opening there soon enough. You know what I'm saying? The coach, hey, yeah, that just Saturday shit ain't nobody. But yeah, man, you got to, come on, Dan Campbell, finagle it. You got a chance. This is one of the few teams out here who stink, but don't really, they ain't got a lot of talent in Detroit. And the fact that they 4-7, I got them. It could be. Green Bay, I ain't gonna keep roasting Aaron Rodgers, man. Make your bed, you're laying it. You better feel good laying on top of all that money, right, Aaron? Yeah, Detroit should have beat Buffalo. But like you said, they keep putting the ball in Goff's hands. The Super Bowl was the grandest stage in football. And if you can't do the shit in the Super Bowl, it's very unlikely that you can do that shit on a game to game basis. And he looked horrible. One of the worst quarterback performances. And the Patriots defense wasn't like it wasn't like he was going up against the 2000 Ravens or the 85 Bears and no shit, or the Legion of Boom and no shit like that. You know, the Patriots got a good defense, but Bill Belichick set it up nicely. Like, I know they're not gonna stupid. Sean McVay, one of them young hot shots. They think they can outplay call me like that. I'm gonna force your hand. I'm gonna shut down that run. And once that run gets shut down, you're gonna be scared and you think you're gonna be all right. Well, I have this long pass plays that I've been working on victory and all the statistics and the analytics of the situation. No, nigga, this shit don't work. Sometimes you just gotta call regular shit and let your playmakers do what the fuck they supposed to do. He didn't do that. He overthought he got his ass whooped, and Goff got exposed. He will continue to get exposed, and Detroit will be ass as long as he takes it. Green Bay, Chicago, y'all don't give a shit, and it shows on the field. I know Fields was hurt, but the NFC South, you know what? That's all of y'all under 500. I don't have no words for y'all. Let's move on to the NFC West. San Francisco is starting to turn that shit up because they starting to figure out. Let's stop talking shit about Jimmy G. We don't have no choice right now. Trey hurt. So let's go ahead and rah and go ahead and get behind home because this confidence, if we build his confidence, we make him pull some shit. That's all. We might can get him to pull a Rex Grossman and pull a Super Bowl appearance out of his ass, or Kerry Collins, or who else showed up one time? Nah, I can't say a Bledsoe because he took him to one bowl, still took him to another one when Brady got hurt for that conference championship. Drew a little bit more respectable. What's more 1 year golf? He can pull a 1 year wonder out of this quarterback right here, and with their defensive run game and the talent that they got, they can do it. Just fucking what you call it, fucking Shanahan, man. That's one thing your pops didn't treat you. Run the ball. Why is it that he finally get it? It always take him too long to go. Yeah, Trent Dilfer and Brad Johnson. The Super Bowl hurt, but yeah, he always seemed to not understand it. Whenever San Francisco is running the ball for real, they are damn near unstoppable. But he like the bullshit pass. I have an aerial attack that I'll show them. I need somebody to tell him, look, bro, we don't give a fuck about the aerial attack, man. All we give a fuck is about these wins. Run the ball and win this damn game, man. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit, man. Trying to make Jimmy G a star, man. It just ain't gonna happen. Lucky enough, he already handsome enough. He ain't gotta be put in no position. He can already get the buns, man. He cool. You don't have to make him no star. Running backs, the offensive line, and this defense is the star, man. That shit happen. Man. Stop overthinking this shit. Seattle, give it up to Pete, coach of the year. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Salah's up there, but I gotta give it to Pete. Yeah, I don't give a fuck what the league say. I don't give a fuck what the league is talking about. If I know my strong suit is running the ball, I don't give a fuck. Best teams in the league run because you need to, regardless of what the league is. Even when back in the day in the 90s when they used to be running and there was about 15 good ass running backs in the league, 10 Hall of Fame quality running backs a season damn near. The ones who could pass got the shit done. If you can pass, your Elways, your Aikmans, your Youngs, uh, even the Bills. I mean, they lost 4 in a row, but they had a great balance. Like it's always gonna be balance there. Yes, it's a passing league now. But like Poe said, the best teams in the league. Shit, if you can't, that's how Philly took over. They stopped overthinking the shit, gave it to Miles Sanders, man. Like Harry Roseman, man. Miles Sanders was good at Penn State, and they slept on him. Ain't nothing worse than watching players you want on your team go somewhere else and they start to shine, man. That should be bad, man. Because you know, and your team be having picks before him, and you be like, all right, man, we gotta let's get this dude, man. Let's make this shit happen. Fuck, we ain't can't be letting that bullshit go by, man. I thank God we ain't had no first round. The irony of the shit. There's many good rookies that have been playing this year, and there's been some good rookies this year. It's a very good class this year. Very good. Garrett Wilson at the Jets. Old boy at New Orleans. Shit, you got people like Pacheco, Kansas City in the 7th round. Hutchinson is changing some things down there. Kayvon Thibodeau is a part of a good ass defense for the Giants. Walker is he shouldn't have been #1, but he doing okay because they got a all right defense. I totally still I was laughing at the coach. But yeah, like this is a pretty good draft class, man. Ain't even gonna cap with you. Even Kenny Pickett is looking all right. He should have been starting. Once I saw that y'all brought Trubisky on, I said, yeah, he should. Pickett should definitely be the starter. And then, like the last 2 games, I don't think he's turned the ball over. So good class. And ironically, we ain't got no picks for the shit. But shout out Pete. Pete's doing a great job. Not having as much talent as everybody, he's taking whatever he can get and getting them dubs. Arizona, get Kingsbury the fuck out of here. I've never seen a team with this many weapons underachieve so much. Ugh. And the Rams, McVay. let's just look. McVay, offensive genius is what they was telling. Kingsbury, offensive genius is what the word was. Yeah. Matt Rule at Carolina. He ain't there. Um, Green Bay, Matt LaFleur, offensive genius. Yes, I'm sure. Josh McDaniels. Now, some of them is different. Like Dougie Peterson at the Jaguars, that's different. Dougie P, they not as talented. The Jaguars being what they are is that. But most of their games have been close. And you can definitely see Trevor Lawrence getting better. That one I can accept. Offensive mastermind can't put a goddamn point on the board. Fuck out of here with this bullshit. I don't want to hear that shit no more. You figure the Jags lost 6 to the Commanders, 8 to the Eagles, 7 to the Texans, 7 to the Colts, 6 to the Giants, 4 to the Broncos, 10 to KC. 10 is the shit. That was the only 2-score lead. That was the only 2-score game that they lost. So I would say watch out for them in the future, bro. I ain't gonna say they Super Bowl and no shit like that, but they definitely can take the spot that people thought the Colts was gonna be as far as playoffs. But I'll thank everybody for coming on down. Maybe next Monday I'll actually have a real topic to talk about because this was all filler. All filler. I don't think y'all give a fuck about college basketball anyway till after New Year. Same thing with the NBA. I see some amazing shit happen. Of course, I got a comment. He wouldn't have made no difference, Poe. They still can't block and they still ain't got no weapons. Please, spam that like button. All right, as Mabby says, subscribe the like button. Go ahead and drop them likes, man. Tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend, man. It ain't the greatest, but it's definitely good. Thanks everybody for coming out. College basketball. I ain't got shit to say in college basketball. Yeah, I don't think Duke gonna be ass, but if, like I told Political the other day, if we make the Sweet 16, I'll be thoroughly surprised. Thoroughly. Texas is good. I don't know. Most people don't be watching college football like that. I do. Enjoyed it. Matter of fact, let me take a second out to congratulate Michigan because Harbaugh had lost, what, 4 or 5 in a row to them. And for y'all to finally beat them, finally whoop their ass, at least something is going right in college football because the state of Florida is ass. Texas is average. SC is back for a little bit. I mean, if you got a season like they just had, look like they might get a half and anything. Nah, we not a playoff team this year though. So our guard play isn't as strong. Um, Jeremy Roach is too small. Proctor, it's gonna take too many games for him to get the flow up. Proctor would have been better off going to a team where he would have been the number 1 or 2 option, but he not. Filipowski, he's skilled, but if you push him back, Derek Lively is coming back from an injury. Whitehead is coming back from an injury. They don't feed Mitchell the ball like that. Yeah, they don't feed Mitchell the ball like that. They're not trying to set him up. Shire is pretty much doing. He's just playing it as he go. Just you can tell he really. I'm not gonna say he don't know what he's doing, but he just he's trying to feel everything out, which is what the preseason is for. Doing that shit during the season. Yeah, this is. I don't know. It ain't a lot of star power in college basketball this year. There's gonna be some good games. Like when the tourney hit, you're gonna see some good games. Names gonna come out there, but it ain't no. That was like a telltale sign when I looked up the draft and saw that Weenie and Scoot Henderson were the first two players picked in the draft. They don't play college, so you missing a lot of star power with that. When the projected draft picks ain't in the NBA, yeah, it's kind of rough. I mean, in college basketball, it's kind of rough. Y'all be definitely hearing about. I can't remember his name from Brandon Miller from Alabama. Boy, can shoot. But yeah, shout out to that. We'll dabble into some more shit, man. We got enough. We got time. I ain't doing shit. I'm going to get something to eat after this. I got to order me some sushi or something like that. Got to get me some sushi. Yeah, that's gonna hit that jump right before. Yeah, but we'll dabble into some other shit, man. I probably have something said I want to talk about again. I owe y'all another thorough music conversation about whatever. It could be whatever. But I owe y'all another one. Might get into some films because I watch some good shit on YouTube. Man, YouTube, man. It's not just TV, it's HBO. It's not just TV, it's not just cable, nigga. It's YouTube. There's never been a moment where if I go to another app to watch something, it's like something playing. Like when I watch the BMF series, or Raising Canaan, or when I want to watch Snowfall or something like that. Because I didn't watch that, so I'm trying to watch that and catch up to it. Any of that shit. I'll probably get the sushi and laugh myself to death for the rest of the day. I'm gonna watch some in living color for a reason. I'm gonna be sitting up here doing all that. Look at this goofball ass nigga. I'm gonna call you out. So we in the stream, y'all. I'm talking about this podcast we in right now. This dude right here, 3MG Gaming. Yeah, I'm calling you out like what I'm saying, one-on-one isolation. Boy, I'm about to throw buckets on you, goofy. I'm an hour into the joint. The conversation as a fever pitch. We kicking it, doing all this. Just like, man, I'm sorry I ain't get to make it, man. I'm in the meeting and shit. Yo, man, man, what the fuck is you talking about? Yo, for real, man. We know you get making moves. You a sponsor streaming and all that shit. Handling your business, man. This OG, man. I don't be paying no attention to that shit, man. That shit don't hurt my feelings. When you show up, you do. If you don't, you don't. I know we still cool, man. We fam, bro, man. Get the fuck out of here, man. You dealing with OG shit. It's some sensitive ass motherfuckers that got y'all thinking like that, man. This ain't that shit here, bro. We good, fam. Until we not, I ain't got shit to shit about it, man. It's all love, bro. I always been comfortable on the cam, motherfucker. You know what it was like the first couple of jumps, I was nervous because it looked like y'all was sitting in the living room watching me do this shit. Because there was a bunch of motherfuckers in here. It was like 15 to 20 people in here, which ain't a lot. But for me. But yeah, man, appreciate y'all for coming by. Like, comment, and subscribe. Subscribe to like button, man. Shout out to Maddie Tunes, bro. Yo, holla at your boy, man. Get out here. We either gonna be back either next Monday or next Friday. Maybe I'll let y'all know. Maybe I won't. I know you'll be here any goddamn way. But much love, and as always, be easy and be you, because that's all you can be. I'm out.